She looks around at the grove, the sky, the adornments. Interesting place you both picked. I like it. Mm-hmm. Drinks. You picked it, whether you realize it or not.
I think that's more his decision, if that's true. Then.
Not the case at all. She just holds up the tea. She gestures at the provincial iconography. Seems you both have an affinity for forests, either good or bad.
That's a way to put it.
Were they not, we're perfectly safe here. I assure you of such.
And what about everyone else that came with us?
They're around. Don't worry, they're not too far. But my husband and I did want to talk to all of you. And we figured, there's two of us, why not split you all into twos? It works out.
Did you stick Connor and Adam? Or no. Yeah, because... Just us four, or the entire group?
You four in particular.
Okay.
I know my own children quite well, I assure you. Abigail included in that number. And young Varric I've met before already, but this is the first time either of us have met any of you. So, here we are. Do tell me, and be honest, how is my daughter?
Reyes thinks she bit worried.
There's a fair amount
She
of
is
stuff
worried. In the sense that she herself is worried, or that you're worried about her?
No, Reyes think that she worried about this other lady. She want to put the claws in the Varric.
She smirks. Ah, so I had heard already. Now that would be something. Although I would caution her temper against jumping to violence, even in such regards. But I suppose I can't fault her for it.
Yeah.
She's only mortal after all. Same as me.
I'd say she's almost unhealthily protective of Varric at times, but...
No, she's just a bit jealous. It's normal.
Yeah, unhealthily protective. Or protective.
Love is weird like that, is it not?
It's quaint. And it's cute.
Not sagely.
Romantic, familial, friendly, and platonic. Love is a very weird thing. And what about Varric? My daughter's beloved. What are your thoughts on him? How's he doing?
Good man.
I always hear from Abby, but other views are always helpful.
Yeah, Reyes think him good man. Loyal. Quiet, but has a lot to say.
Driven.
Well, that's good. And your guys' efforts. It seems that they sort of, how to say, escalated as of recent, eh? She gives a knowing smile. Not one that's meant to daunt, taunt, or blackmail or deceive. More like a cheeky, conspiratorial one.
Yeah, which event are you talking about? Because I could think of maybe half a dozen different things we've done in...
I suppose all of them, child. All of them.
There's a lot.
You're
You
headed
just,
into
rest your
dangerous
hand on her head.
places. I know you find your homeland dangerous already, Rays, but it seems that you have all just hit the tip of the iceberg and cracked it. Dangerous places indeed.
Hmm. Yeah, that's true.
So, Rays, you're drinking the tea, yeah? I noticed that anytime something gets imbibed or consumed, there's always
Flipping through book.
like insidious sense or something with it, which I find interesting.
I think at this point, like,
I mean, to be fair, I don't have I done anything like that to you guys
no.
in this game.
Although I
Okay,
don't
I was
think
gonna say
we've
my
really-
Wednesday crew is well founded.
Yeah, but I don't think we've been in a situation where that's been exceptionally prevalent. Because the only place that we really drink at would be like Billy's bar, and I don't think she's going to murder us currently.
Yeah, they went to a place with an archway, and then they ate the fantastic food there, and then they gained an amount of temp HP, and then when they pissed off the fairy, they lost that temp HP and took double the amount of damage.
That's totally never happened before. Definitely not with some Jumanju fruit or something.
Oh yeah, huh, you're right.
Yes.
Peaches.
Oh shit! Yeah, yeah.
I still remember canonically peeing on them and then slipping in my own pee.
Oh yes.
It's so good.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was beautiful.
I think by this point in the conversation, because Ray's poured like a cup.
Well,
for
hold on,
everyone,
hold on,
right?
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm looking up effects.
Oh yeah, duh.
Yeah, Rose wouldn't be drinking at this point, but she might be like holding.
Well,
a cup.
I'm not talking about you.
Okay. Well,
Give me a second. I'm reading.
Yeah, sassy britches.
Why is
Just hit you with the
Oh,
grandma insult.
Okay. Raise, you benefit from the ceremony spell, overriding an aspect of it. For the next 24 hours, you should probably just add this to the global save modifier. For the next 24 hours, you get a d4 to all your saving throws.
Hey, nice. Should I just wait? How do I do that? Oh, hey, wait.
Yeah, I guess you guys have a field for that, right?
Name T
I think.
1d4.
You can call it boundless.
Yeah, but it's probably better to have another one in case you get the former one too.
They stack, yes. So, like, if
Just
Abigail
shove it in
activates her, emboldening bond, you would have 2d4 to your saves.
Let's see if it works.
Yep, there it is.
Then if you also have guidance or like an ability.
Well,
check,
guidance
you
doesn't
do, like,
apply to
12.
saves.
Well, yeah. Oh, right, because this only affects saves.
Saves only. But if you got a bardic inspiration, riddle me that. 2d4 plus a d10 plus a d20 plus your modifier. Yeah, suddenly you're a lot safer. Crazy, man. That's wild. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm too far away.
Are you?
We'll get there when we
You
get
could
there.
be next to him. We don't know.
All shall be revealed in due time. It's fine. It's fine.
Which also
You
I
don't
know
happen to
we're
have.
getting close, but just
Yeah.
bear with it for a little bit.
okay. I'll go after this a little bit then.
I mean, if you want to go get ready to go to sleep, feel free to right now. But yeah, so yeah, she just sort of drinks at the tea.
You don't
I'm just gonna
happen
take
to
the
have
iPad
it.
with me.
Okay, just mute yourself, I guess, and do whatever.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah.
brush my teeth.
Hell yeah, big brain. Anyways,
Yeah, you don't happen to have a pipe, do ya?
she laughs. Her voice like music. No, I'm afraid not. You're like my son. Always smoking that thing. Perhaps later, when you catch up with Connor again, I'm sure he might be able to help you with such.
How does he smoke that with a mask on?
One of his many mysteries, child. One of his many mysteries. You should have seen young Cat try to do something similar. A moving mask of sorts it was. I applaud it. There's nothing wrong with a healthy sibling rivalry, although I think they've grown past it at this point. But, I didn't bring you both here to talk about my other children. No, I came to talk to you about one particular one and your efforts forward. I must say, first off, thank you for coming here. I know it must be a daunting thing, walking into the Feywilds willingly. Even if it's to the parents of one of your own companions. So thank you, first and foremost. I only hope that Abigail shows in what way she can her appreciation, as a grateful child should.
Reyes will confess to a slight hesitance, but Abigail has earned the trust.
Well, that's very good. Very good. He drinks.
I feel she'd do the same if we asked of similar, so...
Perhaps not. It's always hard to tell with her, to be honest with you. She's such an unpredictable child. But I suppose that's just simply mortal nature. Being hypocritical at times. Is there anything you guys would like to know? To ask of me? Oh. She like taps or pings the side of her head, does the how could I motion. How could I forget? I'm not sure if Abigail properly introduced my name. My name is Kaida. Kaida Tavish.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
I think Rose is just like...
So do you mind writing that down so I can put it in my notes later, please?
Casually just...
Sure.
Thank you.
I think Rose is just kind of glides off to the side. Is like, Kyra, Connor, Cass. You guys have a naming convention.
Cassiver insisted. And who am I to deny my love?
Fair enough. It does kind of roll off the tongue, though. But they do roll off the tongue.
So, now that you know a name of mine, is there anything you guys would like to know? I am a proper resident in the Feywilds, after all, and a clericess in my own right. Laughs in level 20 cleric. Just kidding, she doesn't have a PC sheet.
She doesn't have a level. You assume she's killable.
There'll be a lot of questions about a lot of things.
Well, we have nothing but time, I assure you. My loving husband does control the flow of time in our domain. Not to the point where I think he would want to send it backwards, though I'm certain he could. It would be
far?
bit of... As far as he wants, it would just be a bit of a consuming process, in more than one sense. Seldom worth going back in time. I mean that in a magical sense, in terms of this domain, as well as in one's own mind. Learning from history is well and good, but one must be careful not to get trapped in it.
Yeah, there'll be two things people find in the past: obsession and regret.
And anxiety towards the future, I've come to learn. But time being a non-issue, is there anything you'd like to ask of me? I am here to help.
Do I sense that she has rather Am I picking up any sort of motive in the way that she's presenting this? Does she seem eager, overly so perhaps? What am I reading here?
Sounds like an insight roll to me. One, two, three.
A respectable roll.
Eager to help you, yes. But I think it might just ping your radar in its eagerness because you don't really know Kyra. Like, this is the first time you met her. But with a 23, there's a natural confidence in the way she is eager and wanting to help. There's not that far that you can read any ulterior motive or deception in her wanting to help you. She just wants to help. Now,
Okay.
you can detect as well there are limits to what she can help you with. She hasn't said such limits, but you know there are some. You don't know what that entails, but there are some you can tell. It's as if bringing attention to what she can't help to what she can't help you with would detract from the help itself.
Understood. Yeah, well, since great-grandfather told me this is a place in the good amongst the bad, I think Race is going to be less defensive than he otherwise would have been. So he will say, Race has had a thought lately about a thing him see done before.
And what thing would that be?
Be a thing of magic.
The magic? Well, I can't say I'm the most trained in such topics. My husband would be far better to ask, or
Oh
perhaps
no.
children.
Race think you the one to ask. This be in the
Well, that's very kind of you to say.
clerical, you say, huh?
Ah, so matters of the divine.
You.
What is it?
There be a way to enhance the effect of the potency of something like spirit guardians. I don't know how else to describe that.
Ah, divine words. Aye. There are such ways. Although, I'm assuming you don't mean simply becoming more attuned with the divine.
No. This is where I send you something. It is because you were talking about how with the boons and all that you mentioned, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we look at the subclass feature for blood clerics,
Taldore.
yes,
Got a lot of that sort of stuff. Oh, you've been prolific in your influence, I can tell. So, B for blood.
Yes.
I believe it is called bloodletting focus.
When you cast a spell first level higher to inflict damage to any creatures that have blood, the creature suffers additional necrotic damage equal to 2 plus spell level. So for Spirit Guardians, that would be Spirit Guardians is 5th or 4th.
5th. Wait, no.
So that'd be an automatic 7
It
additional.
depends on the level you cast it. I usually cast it at 5th, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's just too good of a spell, right? It's always worth it.
I would say it would apply to the first casting of it, because it's not like you're recasting to reinitiate its effects. Similar to how, like, Spirit or Healing Spirit, you don't add a bardic magical inspiration to every time you roll with the Healing Spirit. I think it only just applies the first time, because you're not recasting the spell.
This Disciple of Life applies.
Well, how does Disciple of Life word it? Because there's a difference when you restore hit points and when you cast a spell.
Well, yeah, that's the difference. Disciple of Life is the inverse of Blood. Which
When you
is
use a
similar
spell,
to...
right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what it says.
Disciple of Life says when you use a first level spell to... Okay, so when you use it, not when you cast it. Interesting.
Which is Circle of Shepherd. It has that denigration. It's when you cast, you heal off.
Interesting.
It's not every time.
Okay, fair point. Fair point. Use and cast to be the operative difference in verbiage. So you bring up such a notion to Kyra. Huh. Abigail picked a clever sword to travel with. That's good. That's good. If you want to entertain such... She ponders. Oppressive capabilities. She thinks. There might be someone that you might want to take a detour to, if you truly want to entertain such notions.
Nods.
Here in the Feywilds. Well, I suppose I say a detour. Maybe it won't be a detour at all. Maybe it'll be right where you need to go. She gets a mischievous smirk. I'll ask Catalina to include it in the trip for you. I'm sure she can find a route for it.
That's very kind.
To it.
But you're not going to tell us what that is.
If Catalina thinks you are fitting to know, then certainly. But I know little cat enjoys the mysticism of the wilds. So who am I to deny my child such? She drinks.
You hear Ray's chuckle. Now there be one other thing, unless Rose, you have something to ask.
Go for it. I'm kind of just thinking. Just that, like, with one of the teacups in her hand, just kind of like swirling the bottom part of it on the table.
Does the chromatic conduit mean anything to you?
Ah, yes. Abby had mentioned that. Interesting notion, that one. To put it succinctly, the chromatic conduit is, well, it's exactly as it sounds. Named rather literally. Aptly so. It is a conduit of energy of the chromatic sort, so I suppose you interpret that as, flames, frost, lightning, things of that nature. It's a conduit of such energies. Although, last I checked, not that I checked it at all, but last I knew of, it was meant to be an item, not a creature. What does such energy need to fulfill, or what is its purpose? I've heard different accounts. Some say it's a, progeny origin for sorcerer's capabilities. Others think it's the coveted trophy piece of dragons. Chromatics, obviously, although I'm sure if the metallics can get their hands on it and crush it, they would relish the opportunity.
Now, Reyes can be referred to at one time when him see the mother as the conduit.
Aye, so Abigail told me. One thing that I've yet to hear stories of, but one thing I particularly pondered. Maybe it's not the conduits necessarily for dragons or from it, but something else. Are you familiar with the planes, the elemental ones?
Yeah, little bit.
I wonder if it's related to that, personally. Either a key, a window, a door. Because there must be some reason dragons, chromatic dragons, find it to be such a worthy trophy piece, eh? I'm sure you could interpret some religious relic to be closer to their mother, their divine mother. But I wonder if there's a bit more practicality to it. Just a thought.
Pick up great grandfather, and I look at him, and I say, "Hey, great grandfather, this you are doing?"
That's
Talk to you later. Count on it. Put him back. Now, maybe Ray is a little impulsive, but him gonna go see the father.
Well, if you did it in the same manner in which you visited the mother, I think you'll be fine. Well, to a degree.
You have words of caution for Ray, is it?
Well, keep in mind what I just talked about. Metallic dragons might find and enjoy the opportunity to sunder the conduit, which would be you, or in you. If you go the way you did for the mother, well, you wouldn't have to deal with any metallic dragons, eh? The only last catch of caution would be the father himself. But I think you'll be fine. Abigail tells me you can change to metallic sorts as well, eh? Your scales.
The
Okay.
gold in his patterning just sort of shimmers outward a little bit, taking up a bit
Mhm.
more of the black.
She smiles. Aye. So, I feel like it will give you at least fair enough pause to converse. Might be out of the question. Don't know. But at least petition. She perks her ear up as if hearing something. But you guys don't hear anything. Are there any final questions that you would ask of me while we're alone? Just
Look
the
over
three
to
of us.
Rose.
Like a lot, I suppose, but I don't know how to narrow things down.